Good. Hello, hello. I'm so glad you're here. Hi. Let me just adjust my lighting a little bit. That's so it's a little less bright. I am so glad you're here. My name is Susan Morley, and I make being a mom easier, especially if you have a spirited child. So let's talk for a minute. We're actually about 7 minutes about what happens when you have a young child who's sneaking, who has discovered this amazing ability to sneak. Let me check my microphone here. Yeah, it's on. And steal iPad time. Because the number one go-to for parents now is restricting the screen time, because it's our go-to. We have this ability to say no more screen time. Plus, it's good for the kid to restrict that screen time. But here's what I want to talk about. So let me just read to you what one mom said. I have it here. I have a 7-year-old who finally discovered the world of sneaking and lying. Most recently, he has been waking up early, 4 a.m. early. That's pretty, that kid is really determined. And sneaking downstairs to get an iPad or watch TV or just to do whatever. He's lost the iPad as an actual consequence, of course, but it still hasn't curbed the behavior. It's hard to catch in the moment because the parents are sleeping at 4 a.m., of course. So what she said is that she was talking to her parenting partner about a token or reward system, but then they have to monitor constantly, and they're really, really tired. Of course, they're tired. And they want to emphasize the importance of telling the truth, and they don't want to make them feel like he's a bad kid, right? So she wants to know what to do. I would love to hear your ideas, by the way, if you have any. Let me know. I hope to have some people join in on my Clubhouse. You can always email me, susan@susanmorley.com, or post in my Facebook what you would do. So, or actually, I think you can comment below the video on YouTube. So here's what I say. The number one thing we can do as parents, it's really foundational and it's really important. So when you've got a 7-year-old, you're in the decade of discipline, and that's between the ages of around 3 to about 13, somewhere in there. So you got about these 10 years where you're really teaching right from wrong. You're saying yes, you're saying no. They're coming to you for wanting a lot of things. And this is your decade of discipline, I use the word discipline to mean to teach. You are a leader. They are following your lead, okay? So in this decade of discipline, what you need for a foundation is you need to know what your values are. Where do you stand as a family? What is important to you? And in order to really bring that up, my clients complete this worksheet that I've created so that they create a family mission statement. Oh my gosh, it sounds so boring and awful, I know. But I want to tell you, doing this with your parenting partner, and you don't even have to be married, just you're co-parenting, this is so helpful for communication tool. Then you create a vision for each of your children. And by doing that, what you do is that you are stating and you're writing down what's important to you and what's of value. Clearly to this parent, this mom, what's important to her is that her child not think that he can get away with lying. Another thing that's clearly important to this mom is that she celebrates her son and doesn't shame him or make him feel like he's a bad person. But she definitely wants to address the behavior or the misbehavior in this case. Good sleep and healthy habits, right? So those are 3 things right out of the gate that are probably, if she were to do a mission statement, those would be top of mind. So here's what I say about the lying, and I've got 2 minutes left. I love this to use the saying, ask me no questions, I'll tell you no lies. So they know their child is doing the sneaking, and so they want to make sure they're not saying something like, did you sneak and da-da-da? If they know it, just address it. So that's first. Second of all, they need to shut it all down. Hide the remote from the TV. They need to shut everything down, shut down the Wi-Fi at night so nobody has any kind of access. Hide put passwords and hide all the electronics. That needs to be done. And if it's really, really bad, if the kid is still leaving the room, then you may have to, if you have expensive doors in your house, you'll want to buy a cheap replacement. It's a couple $100 to replace the door. Have Home Depot or Lowe's cut it in half so you have a Dutch door. So you lock the door, but still the top part of the door can be open. It's a Dutch door. And in this way, your child is confined to the room. He's short enough that he can't reach over and unlock the door because you want to turn that lock around. But in case of emergency, you can scoop your child out. Okay, so that's another option if it gets really bad. Very quickly, the reward system will work in the short term. You want to find a solution, those natural consequences, well thought out, based on your mission statement and your vision, that will promote a long-term solution to this misbehavior. Thank you so much for joining me this morning, and I will see you next Monday. 7-minute parenting tips. You can learn more at parentcoachatlanta.com. Thank you.